time. People say friends come and go and family is forever. But even though that might be true, sometimes you really want to see the importance of rebuilding some of your adult friendships. I mean, friendship breakups are often the quiet heartbreaks of adulthood. Unlike romantic relationships, when friendships fall apart, there are really clear endings, apologies, or attempts to repair the damage. I think it's because we've been meant to believe that romantic relationships are more important than friendships. But I think as an adult, you realize that everything has its really good role to play. Today, we're looking at the realities of rebuilding some of these broken adult friendships, what causes them to fracture, whether it's accountability, and whether, you can both come together and fix what has been broken. Purity Wako is a Ugandan transformational and relationship coach helping us in this conversation. Purity, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us here on Channel Africa. Purity, good morning. Are you there? All right, let's try and get Purity back on the line.
Good morning. I was
there you
muted.
are. Okay,
good morning,
okay.
Vanessa.
Good morning,
How
Purity.
are you?
I know sometimes technology, that mute button can get to us. I'm doing well, thank you. All right, let's chat about this. I think in particular, this happens because we are meant to believe that the romantic relationships in our life, like, one day you'll get married, this and that, we should concentrate on that, and that friendships, are easy to let go of. Why do you think friendships are important, especially as an adult? What role do they play?
Friendships are very, very important because when you have a friend, they support you. When you are down, they're able to at least hold your hand. If you do not have friends, there is no way you can even do business, because when doing business, it starts with a friend. At least your first list of people as clients should be your friends. Friends support emotionally, spiritually, and it has to be a mature friendship. You have to understand each other and put in effort so that you grow something that help both sides. So friendship are very, very important. We rely on our friends in so many ways, sometimes even better than our own relatives.
That is so true. But, things happen. Conversations happen and relationships fall apart. And sometimes in friendships, when they fall apart, we think, it's okay, right? I'll just look past it. But there are some friends where you think, perhaps I should be, taking accountability or, repairing this relationship. When you are in that mindset of trying to repair an adult friendship, that should come to your mind?
Reconciling a friendship is not always healthy, but it's very important. It's very beautiful. It is important. So what comes to mind if you're trying to reconcile with this person that you've been friends for a very long time and you've shared experiences, they should be able to acknowledge that they hurt you. They also should be able to give accountability about what happened. Having an honest conversation is very important, because the mistake we usually make is to ignore what happened, overlook it, and try to move on without addressing it. And you find that patterns are repeating themselves. So have a very honest conversation with this person and let them be accountable, so that each one of you or whoever is involved, they are able to account for their part. And finally, I think it would be very, very important that you're not just sorry, but you are remorseful for that relationship to heal again. People will say, I am sorry, and they will add a but after that honest conversation. And I think that is not a genuine apology, to start blaming the circumstances. If you're sorry, if you want reconciliation, you should speak honestly And finally, you must change. We must see that there is change in order for a relationship, a friendship, to be reconciled.
Purity, I mean, that is very ambitious to think that two friends will actually amicably communicate and be transparent with one another. What happens in real life is that you just get a silent treatment from someone, and then you ask them, hey man, what happened? Nothing, man, I'm still fine. And there's a lot of things that are unsaid when maybe one party of the friendship feels offended, or maybe feels like, you know what, it's the end of this friendship. In real life, people don't really talk about these things. They just simply kind of move on. And when there is that silence, how would you have to approach it? We'll look at it after the break. We're speaking to Purity Wako, a Ugandan transformational and relationship coach on this one. You are listening to Channel Africa. Have you tried making amends with a friend, and were you successful at it? Let us know on our WhatsApp number. We'd love to get your voice in this one. +2783 288 6684.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
Balisa and Benjamin, fuel your day with fresh African perspective on Channel Africa.
Purity Wako joins us this hour, Ugandan transformational and relationship coach. We are speaking about how to actually rebuild a relationship. Is it even possible? There's a lot of things that happen in friendships, right? Whereby there's not really an obligation. You don't owe anyone anything. It's not like a romantic relationship where you have to have closure to a certain degree. Or it's not necessarily like a family member where you have to explain yourself when you've made an error. Sometimes there's not really a feeling that you're obligated to even apologize, because it's just a friendship. Hey man, this guy understands me. This lady gets me, she gets me on a different level. But then it gets to a point where it's just things break up and then the communication is lost, and things that you took flippantly in that relationship start becoming real issues that are of concern, and then you have to kind of try rebuild that relationship. Purity, as adults, especially when it comes to friendships, we're busy with our lives. We're doing so many things. We're prioritizing our kids. We're prioritizing our elderly parents. There's so many things that are more real than just a friendship. And what happens with friendships is that, if I don't hear from you for 2 months or 3 months, it's okay. I'm moving on. And even if I don't know what's wrong, I'm not going to talk about it. We'll see if we see each other at some point. We'll deal with it. And that's how we deal with some friendships, that we don't really take note of some of the discrepancies, or maybe we don't even see when things are falling apart.
Reconciliation of friendships is a two-way. If you block me or give me silence for a very long time, you're not putting any effort. I think if there was a conflict, I can forgive. In my own experience, in my own case, yes, I can forgive, but reconciliation takes effort from both sides. You need me and I need you. And yes, it may not be a romantic relationship,
Sure.
but come on, we have shared experiences. I have been vulnerable before you. I have all that. It comes back to, if you lose a real friend, it's like real grief. You feel you have lost something. That is why you would even try to reconcile, because you wouldn't want to reconcile with someone you are not even connected to. Yeah, there's always those friendships, like a childhood friend, a high school friend,
Yeah.
and friends who have been through stuff together, built businesses together, and then something happens, and just like that, you are not talking, and maybe this person relocated, they're in a different country, or maybe they got married and now they are busier than the person who is not married, or maybe they have children. So it comes back to communication.
Sure.
I'll give you a very recent example. I had a very, very good friend, very close to me, and she spent we used to talk almost like every week. Then she spent like a year without talking to me. Her number went off, and I thought she blocked me. So it happens that I called her sister recently, and I asked what happened. Did I do anything? And she said, no. This lady has been going through so much, and she decided to withdraw from everyone. Her phone has been off for over a year now. You did nothing. And I mean, it took me a whole year to gather courage to call someone and ask what happened, thinking maybe we did something wrong. So now I'm thinking, no, I need to go see her. I got it all wrong. So it comes back to communication. If you give me a silent, whatever, I will leave it at that, because you don't force a friendship. It should be a two-way.
That's very interesting that you make that as an example, because that's what happens most of the time. We either feel offended by the silence, or we just don't know what's happening on the other side, so we keep quiet. Who do you think should make the first initiative? Because that's where the ego and the pride comes. It's like, I'm not going to be the first to apologize again. I'm not going to be the first one to reach out.
In this case, I don't know. It has to be who should make the first. I think the person who was in wrong should be the first one to make the move. In case a conflict happened and you actually realize you went over the boundaries.
They never do.
It's usually the ones that are wrong that never reach out
No, they
first.
never do.
They never reach out.
Okay.
I hear you.
I want to get to a place where we're figuring out when to know when to fight for a relationship and when to let it go. Because, friendships, of course, as we've already spoken about, are very important in our lives. But we do need to be discerning when it comes to a point where that decision needs to be made. How do we make that decision?
Very, very important question there. Yes, some friendships we need to let go. When someone is consistently repeating a mistake, the conflict keeps happening, the same one, then they may not be planning to change. I had something from Oprah one day that when someone shows you who they are, believe them. We keep thinking this person will change. Their relationships, I would let go. You don't hate the person, but then because you want to have peace, you let go of a toxic person. The people, every time you meet them, even friends, they're either gossiping, they're talking about negative things, they're talking about who did what, and things that don't build you, and telling you how this is not going to work, how giving you that kind of vibe. I think that person is a bit toxic, and you get to a place where you want to grow and you have to surround yourself with people who are adding to your vision, your purpose, helping you to have that personal growth, that personal development. And I would let go just like that. And, stop communicating, say hello, but I'm not going to invite you for my events, just so to give me that toxic vibe. Yeah, people who are toxic, people who repeatedly make mistakes, they will say sorry, but they do the same thing again. I would let go of that relationship. There are relationships that are worth friendships that are worth fighting for.
Sure.
especially if you've had life experiences with this person. You've been there for each other, and then all of a sudden something happens. Most of the time, it's a misunderstanding, miscommunication. Maybe someone out of nowhere came and gave you information and delivered information that was not true, and you took it. And maybe, the devil is always there to mess up people, lies and whatever, and gossip. But because you know this person, you have lived with them, you've been friends for a very long time, I think I would fight for such a relationship. And even if I have to say sorry, even if I did nothing, but we would have to sit down and have an honest conversation about exactly what happened. I would fight for such a person. Not toxic, but they have been in my life. They have been supportive. We build a mature relationship. I think that one is worth fighting for.
All right, Purity, we have to leave it there. Where can we find you? Are you on any social media platforms?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook as Purity Wako, Instagram as Coach Purity Wako, and I'm on LinkedIn as well as Coach Purity.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Purity. Thank you for giving us your time. That's Purity Wako, Ugandan transformational and relationship coach. Are you trying to make amends in any relationship in your life? How's that going for you? Is it easy? Do you find it challenging? +2783 288 6684. Save that WhatsApp number. We'd love to hear from you. It's exactly 9:30 Central African time. Let's quickly move on and get our sports.